Have you driven any vehicles this size before?
Yeah.
You have, right. So, and that kind of vehicle, as in the back, they're pretty close to being.
I've driven
Transit,
I've driven Lutons.
Yeah, so they're pretty similar to them, aren't they? Yeah. Right. As we come down here, first thing we see, these are the vents for the fridge. Okay, so you don't have to do anything with them. It's just obviously that's what they are. Right. This is your leisure battery. So that's sitting in here. You don't need to take it out at any point. It will charge from either the vehicle when it's running, or when you're connected up to electric, it will charge via that as well. Okay, there are operating in the van is 12-volt systems, so everything that runs more or less has got a 12-volt system in the background. So that's why you've got the 12-volt battery. You can operate without electric connected, so obviously you can go to sites that haven't got electric, but obviously you've got to be a bit cautious with it. If you start lighting everything up, 12 volts is not going to last too long. Okay, so you might, if you'll see when you're using it how careful you need to be on, as in the water pump operates off 12 volts, the fan for the boiler and the heating system runs off 12 volts, so obviously there's a lot of things in there that can drain it down rather quickly. So if you're in the summer, obviously you may not need so much 12 volts. Obviously daylight is obviously longer, so you don't need the lights so long. Obviously in the winter, you will definitely use more 12 volts. If you're going on to sites, if you're going to be a member of the Motorhome Caravan Club,
we are, yes.
Yeah, well, I'd say 100% of their sites will have an electric connection.
Yeah.
The other ones that may not have, if you're aware of, is the CL sites.
Yes.
Which are the little five pitch sites, farms and things like that. A lot of them are quite all singing and dancing, but others are just really basic, as in tap. And that's it, kind of thing, really.
When we go to folk festivals, it'll just be tap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so connection for the electric. So you've got a cable inside, but to connect it, obviously you just pull back on the flap, slide it onto Motorhome first, then unravel it fully, then connect to the bollard on site. Don't do it the other way around, because if you connect to a bollard first, you've got 240 cable, you're kind of across wet grass. It may end up in tears. Right, so once you've connected your cable, then you can lock that shut. Okay? Also, being a motorhome, you've got to be aware of not driving off with that still attached. Unless you've got a really long cable, but not recommended, no. Okay, because it will snap off and cause you a lot of grief as well.
Yeah.
Okay, alongside here, this is your vent for your boiler. Okay, so when you're running on gas, that's where the vent is. Okay, round the back, what we've got is your bike rack. I'm assuming you're attending to take the bikes away with you.
Yes.
You've got the brackets and the strap, which straps over the top of that, which is similar to this bracket, so you can just slide that all the way out. So this one obviously holds the wheel of the bike. That will slide up and down, obviously depending where the bike wheel is. And you've got these, which obviously clip onto the, you collect hot water, and clip onto the frame of your bike. You've got one to the nearer one, obviously one to the far one.
Yeah.
That's really neat, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are the centre brackets?
These ones here, that's what holds it up into that position.
Yes.
Picks up.
Yes,
just be careful you don't lose them. They are quite solid at the moment, obviously when they add a bit of use sometimes they can pop off quite easy. But obviously when you're travelling with no bikes.
And it's got cover thingy, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's inside. I'll put it underneath under the seats.
Lovely.
So we don't lose it. Okay. Obviously, just be aware. Obviously, when you are reversing and you've got that one out, obviously that sticks out a lot further than what you can see. Obviously, you've got that camera.
Yeah.
The other thing is, obviously, with the camera, so okay, you can view quite nicely the back here without bikes on. Bikes on may obscure your view a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Right, coming down this side. That daylight out there is really strange.
It is strange, isn't it?
It's like, oh, my eyes are like, oh. It feels like I'm actually inside the ship. Right, water. You obviously got a water container that's actually part of the vehicle. So a fresh water tank, that's where you fill that. Okay, don't get that confused with where you fill the fuel.
That'll
Diesel
be expensive.
it will be very expensive. And obviously it doesn't taste so nice either. Okay, so that's the way you fill your tank. Down here is where you drain your waste tank. So the waste tank is what collects all the water from the showers and the sinks.
It's all the grey water.
Yes, all the grey water, that's
Yeah.
exactly. So there is a spanner for that. All you do, spanner's inside. I'll just get mine, which is in here. Show you the operation of that. So you've got something similar to that underneath the pump inside. So to properly drain, which way is it facing? So obviously you put that down to ground, it's just a tap, open that up.
Yeah.
Okay, and then obviously once you finish, shut the tap. Some people do forget. You just put it back up again, out of the way. Yeah. Okay, so on site, I don't know if you're aware of the sites or not, or at the moment, what they normally have is what is called the motorhome service point. So what you do is drive over that, and that's where you'll drain down your wastewater.
Okay.
At the same time, there will be a bollard here with a tap, so you'll need a pipe, obviously, to be able to fill your onboard tank. So normally when you're emptying that, obviously that's been emptied because that's most of it's in there, so you obviously need to top that back up again. Obviously you need to do that also before you go onto your pitch. You need to put the water on, otherwise you're going to have to drive back off again, unless you're lucky and there's a tap. Sometimes there's a tap on the bollard on the pitch itself.
Okay.
Okay.
And you can travel with it filled. We can fill it at
Yeah.
home as well.
You
or-
can do. What you've got to be aware of, obviously, there's a payload. Obviously,
Yes.
if you've been obviously travelling with a what you call it, transit van, obviously when it's empty, you think it's empty. With this, obviously, you've got a lot of stuff that's still already attached in it.
Yeah.
You add, I think it's around about a 90 litre tank on this.
Right.
So you're looking at 90 kilo of water on that.
Right.
So you've got that extra weight you're carrying. Obviously, that you've got to then consider that with whatever else you're carrying. So
Yeah.
anything else that you may want to take with you. Obviously, you start filling up the tank. Obviously, you're going to reduce how much you're going to be able to take with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can travel with some water in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, so if you're pulling at a labour on the way or in some parking area or whatever, you can obviously still got water to use. But
Yeah.
just be careful how much you do take with you. Consider the
So
payload.
partly fill it just for the journey, effectively.
Well,
Yeah.
assess what we're doing
Yeah.
over what we've
yeah.
got with us and
Exactly,
everything
yeah.
else. Yeah.
It's either that or obviously depending on what you're deciding to do. But if you're just boiling a kettle, just take a bottle of water with you
Yeah.
rather than
Of course, yeah.
taking the water with that. Obviously, you're still carrying some water with you, but you might be better with just bottled water and just pick a bottle of water up anywhere. Okay. Next thing we come to is the gas locker. Okay, so you can fit two 6Ks in there if you wanted to. On this particular regulator, which is that there, if you've operated gas before, you may have had a regulator that fitted to the gas bottle itself.
Yeah.
On leisure vehicles now, the regulator is actually attached to the vehicle itself.
Oh.
So all you will need is something like that, which is called a pigtail, to operate whichever gas you're going to be operating on. You can operate on butane, which is the blue bottle, or propane, which is the red bottle.
We've got two reds.
You've got two reds.
And
That's
they're
good.
in the
6K
car.
reds.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's fine. You can operate on either or on that type of regulator.
Oh, okay.
Okay, before you would have had a separate regulator
Yeah,
for different
yeah.
gas.
Yeah.
So that will operate on both.
And you don't have to tell it which it is. It just adjusts
you
itself.
can tell it if you want to, but
Oh, you know what I mean. You don't have to.
yeah,
Oh,
yes,
dear.
yeah, but you don't. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. The only difference would be you'd have to get a different pigtail. This is mine, obviously, but what we've got is a propane fitting on the end of that.
Yeah.
So you'd want something like that, or a spanner type one. If you operate on the blue, you'd have to have a different type of connection because that's a clip-on top one.
Yeah.
So you'd have to have a different pipe to fit that.
If we bring
we're
our
already
gas
set.
round afterwards,
Yeah.
and we need a new one anyway, because we've
Yeah.
got one empty, one full, you can tell us which one we need to
Yes.
get. That's brilliant.
yeah,
Thank
fine.
you.
Well, it should be right, shouldn't it, then, you say, if that's propane
No,
anyway?
Yeah,
this
no,
is
that's mine.
his.
That's mine.
That's your
Yeah,
bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I
that's
beg your
mine.
pardon,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you just need that pipe, which is
Just gotta
obviously
get
connect-
that bit.
Yeah.
All right, and
Pigtail.
you'll fit that for
Yeah, I'll
us
fit
then.
that for you.
Brilliant.
Sorry.
Okay. So obviously gas. Again, you've got extra weight on what you carry with you as well.
Yeah.
You can have two. You can have one if you wanted to. There's obviously lots of places that sell Calagas anyway.
Yeah.
So there's always someone pretty close. Most sites will sell gas that you go to.
It's just a case of assessing where you're going and
Yeah.
how much stuff you've got. The
Well,
same as with the
exactly.
water, really.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, obviously, it all depends on how much gas you're using. If you're using a lot of gas appliances, heating system, and fridge on gas, obviously you will get through more gas. So yeah, two alongside it is probably a better thing to do.
Yeah.
If you don't use much gas during the year and you use most of the appliances on electric, you'll see that one bottle will probably last you all year, depending on obviously how often you're using it.
Folk festivals is gas.
Yeah, it will be gas. Yeah, if you're not connected to electric, it will be gas.
Yeah.
So heating, water
True it
heating.
is.
Yeah, that's it. So it will be burning gas more than
Yeah.
obviously there won't be any electric.
This
Okay.
will strap in and...
Yeah, they got these. These actually go over the top where the bottle.
Okay.
And
that just tightens down.
Just tightens it.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
straightforward.
neat,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
straightforward enough. Yeah. What I obviously haven't mentioned up to now is this particular button here. You can see that on this info note on the wall there. It's what is called a crash sensor. So it's always important that you do turn the gas off when you're travelling anyway.
Yes.
But if you have forgotten and you do get into a crash, or even sometimes going over a road hump or something like that, or a pothole, that can trigger that. What's inside there is a little ball bearing that obviously just drops and allows that button to close off the gas. So if you're inside and you're trying to operate gas, there's nothing happening, it may be that might have triggered. So all you need to do is something like a pen or something like that, just push that in, hold it for 3
Just a
seconds.
reset.
Yeah, a reset. So that might be a reason why that's not your van, even though I just pressed that button as that happened. That's just a compressor at the back of our shed, which is annoying. Okay?
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Good. Right, my mat is blowing away in the wind.
You're better.
Right, next thing we come to is the exciting bit, which is the toilet cassette. So before you use this, what you've got is a flush tank. So you've got a reservoir which that is there to flush the toilet. So it doesn't flush off the main water system that you've got. It's got its own little reservoir. You'll put a pink chemical in there and top it with water. So it's only a small amount of pink. Then top it up with water. Again, don't travel with that full. So you can put some in there, and you could use it on route if you're obviously not when you're driving, and obviously it can be a bit messy. Right, so pink chemical in there, top it up with water. You have got an indicator here, a pipe there. So you can see that disappearing again. There's this little tube there, so that will show you how much you've got in there anyway.
Yeah.
So you can travel with some in there, but don't top it all the way up before you leave. Okay. So the pink chemical there, that's just to make it smell nice when it's flushing and obviously help clean the bowl.
That is just literally when it's empty, there's nothing in there, and when it's full, it's at the top of the tube.
Exactly, yeah. So you will know when you're inside and nothing's happening, because when you press it and there's nothing coming out, you know it's empty. The other fun bit, obviously this is the more fun bit of the toilet, is the waste cassette. Okay?
The boys' bit.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, you don't tend to see many ladies with the toilet emptying the place. Right, so to release it, just lift that green lever there, that slides out. If it's not coming out easy, the likelihood is that the wastegate which is on the toilet has been left not fully closed. Okay, so push it back in, go in and have a look. Make sure it's closed, then it should release easy. Okay, so it should just slide out like that. Right. Okay, so what I'm saying about may not be just a gentleman's...
It's got wheels
Yeah,
on it.
It's got wheels on the handle, so you can obviously wheel it off to wherever you empty
That
it.
nearly qualifies as cabin luggage.
Yeah, we did. We have mentioned this with other customers before now. Obviously, going past customers with this is probably not a good idea. You might get some strange looks when you put it through the X-ray, depending what you've been eating. Right. So with this, what we've got is obviously the cap. It's actually a measuring jug as well.
Yes. Okay.
So this requires blue chemical in.
Yes.
Okay. So it's probably half of that and about a pint to a litre of water in there before you use it. Blue chemical and the water there to start breaking down the nasty stuff, obviously before you empty it. So you don't empty it down any normal drain. No. There are chemical emptying points around site. You will see them, obviously you'll be made aware of them, obviously by the owner if you're on CL sites or the warden as you book in. Yeah. So that's there obviously once you've got that in there, obviously it's ready to use. You can access via there by opening that as well. When you come to empty it, so when you get to your chemical emptying point, do not put that on the wall, which is normally around the edge of this big funnel with a big hole in the centre of it. So you go and knock that down that hole, you're not going to be putting your hands down there for trying to fish that out.
You do sell spares, don't you?
yeah, there are spares. Best thing to do is put it on the floor. Put it on the floor behind you. Some of posher sites now have actually got a little shelf you can put it on, because obviously they've been fishing too many of them out. Obviously lots of system up if they've got them all full of the pipe. When you go to empty it, press that button there, that releases the air and that just allows it to flow just a bit more freely.
So it comes out of there?
Yeah, it comes out of there. Yeah. So you put your blue chemical in there. Obviously
It's exactly the same as the cassette on the other one that we've used.
Yeah, that's it. And that just slides back in. That's ready to use.
Brilliant.
Okay. Then just get into this end. Obviously we talked about the water over there. Obviously this is your diesel. So it's the same as obviously it does say diesel on it.
What size is the tank?
I don't know, to be honest, on diesel tanks.
It'd be a decent size because it's a van.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, it's a reasonable size. It is an ignition key to open that.
Okay.
Okay. Right. To open the door, obviously just pull back on that, and just inside here is the button for your step. Okay. So what you just got to be cautious of is that obviously a lot of people, when they're travelling, they'll just pull into a lay-by and jump in the back, and they normally go straight from the driver's seat or patch stick straight in here.
Yeah.
They decide they want to come out this way.
Yeah.
Just be careful make sure that is you haven't actually put that out.
And is there a manual override for that button?
I'm not sure on this one particular model. It's like when you start the ignition, you'll see if that goes in.
Yeah.
Obviously, you should still check anyway before you move off that step has come in. Just in case
I mean, is there a manual way of pulling it down if that button doesn't work?
No.
So you have to. If
Or is there
it doesn't
a
work,
manual
you have
way
to
of getting
step
it up?
No.
If the button broke?
No. No, so
Okay.
it's all on the
It's all on that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so just
It's a spanner job if the button,
Yeah,
if the
yeah.
electric's failed.
yeah, you're in
Yeah.
trouble if it has stuck. I don't think many do stick, but obviously it's lack of maintenance that tends to end up with that. Okay, right. If you'd like to go inside, we'll do the fun bits inside next. Right, so the first thing you do when you come into your van, apart from putting your slippers on, is you need to start up the 12-volt systems, okay, which is this control panel up here. As you can see, everything's all lit up, so you can see that it's actually operating at the moment. So your power button, that's your 12 volts. So when you come in, press your power button, and that will switch your 12-volt systems on. You can see the control panel's asleep at the moment. I can just press any button just to light it up, just to see what's happening. Okay, so after so many seconds, that will switch it, not switch itself off, go to sleep. Yeah, it'll go to sleep after so many seconds. So 12-volt switch, so switch that on. Don't switch your water pump on straight away. I'll explain that a bit in a second. So the other buttons we've got here, Frost Protect. So the Frost Protect, that protects your onboard tank when you're using it. Okay, because obviously in here it could be nice and warm, outside could be just a little bit colder, and that will protect your tank from freezing over. It's not there to protect it when you're in storage. So the rest of your van could be freezing cold. That might be warm, but it does. That is not going to protect your rest of your water system, which could still freeze. Okay. If I press view levels, that will show you my levels of. So your leisure battery. So that was the battery that's inside that locker there. Your vehicle battery. Press it again. Your freshwater tank. That's showing half full at the moment. Wastewater tank showing 0. That's a light there is indicating we've got electric connected, so that's like simulating the bollard that you would be connecting to. This light here, that's to say we've got the leisure battery connected. Okay, if I want to, I can actually, if I press the vehicle battery, we're now working off 12 volts off the vehicle. Right, you've got to be obviously very
instinctive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Actually
pretty.
pushing the
This one's quite a
part
good
of
one
it.
actually. Yeah,
that's
it is quite a good one.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got to be cautious with the vehicle battery one.
Yeah.
You go and drain that one down. Obviously, it's not so bad if you've got electric connected, but if you're on your festivals, whatever, and you've decided you've used your leisure battery up, that's now too low to operate anything. You've gone across to your vehicle battery, and you're going to flat that one as well. You're going to be dragged off the field.
That's emergencies.
Emergency.
Strictly
Exactly.
emergencies.
Exactly. So just be careful. Just make sure that is lit there and
Green
not
at the back and
and not the one
at
at
the front.
That's it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Also, cabin lights. You can see that one light there. That's a travel light. So if someone was sitting in these seats here, you've got that light. Obviously, the cabin light one won't.
It can be switched
Yeah.
off.
Oh yeah, it can still be switched off, but the cabin light one doesn't do that one. Okay. Then all you've got is awning light, which is the light just outside the door. You can see that just lighting the wall up. So that's an indicator just to show you got awning light on.
Oh, that
Okay.
panel's really good. I'm
Yeah,
quite
it
impressed
is-
with that. I
it is
thought
quite
it was going to be a bit mind blowing, but
Yeah, some you get, it can be really fun, especially the Continental vans. They do seem to have some fun on some days, which obviously we don't see too many of, but when you do see them, it's a bit of a head scratching. Okay.
Great.
Right, that's heating control panel there, but we'll leave that for a second. I just want to run through the water system now. Okay, so water pump, don't switch that on when you first get in the van. The reason for that is, if you've left any taps open to drain the system, obviously you go switch the water pump on, water's going to be coming out in certain places where you may not want it to be coming out yet. Okay, so make sure all the taps are closed, same in your bathroom. So obviously the shower, if that's been left switched on, it's facing towards this door, you're going to have a face full of water. What we've also got down here is where your boiler is located. Down underneath here, which is so down here is your drain for your boiler. There's a little yellow lever switch down here. So it's very difficult to see from this angle. Right, just can you see where that blue pipe there is coming out? Is next to the boiler. See that?
Yeah.
So your white connection, just about here, there's a little yellow lever switch. Okay, it's horizontal at the moment, so that will well, that's closed, so it allows the water to run around the system. Okay, if it's in that position, it just drain the water straight out onto the ground underneath. Okay, so obviously that's a drain point for your winter, so make sure that is drained down for winter. But obviously to use it, it's got some levelling ramps that obviously the customer's left previous. That lever there obviously drains down the boiler, which is obviously alongside it, and the rest of the tap system.
Okay.
So if you've left that open, we switch the water pump on, all the water will go from your freshwater tank, which is sitting here, straight out
pump
through
it
that
straight
hole
out, yeah.
and straight down. And then
Oh,
you've
we'll
got
be sat in a puddle.
yeah, exactly. So you'll be splashing around outside. Okay.
Great.
So make sure
So
that's
do you
closed.
access a lever from that one that you're sitting
Yeah,
on?
from
or-
here, but so through
So you
here.
can't lift that one up and do
No,
it. You
that
actually
is
got
screwed
to
down.
reach
I'm just gonna
down.
find it, eh?
Can I feel where it is?
I'm just trying to feel it myself. So you see that this is all screwed down here. You see, so you have to access it via that. You might be able to see it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's actually
Is it-
quite good.
yeah. So it's a yellow.
Yeah, little yellow
That's it,
toggle.
So would you say it might be good practice to drain the system
Yes.
and then close the valve back down, or do you,
Yeah,
should you
I-
leave it open?
I leave mine open. I've got a caravan myself, which is exactly the same type of drain down. I leave it open. If it is going to freeze, and if obviously left open, the tap's left open, the air can. If there's still a bit of water in the system, it can just push.
It allows
Yeah,
expandability.
expand,
whereas
yeah.
if you shut it down, you
Yeah.
could have fractures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the likelihood with these, they are push fit pipes, fittings.
you
So
don't
obviously
want
it
any
will
pressure.
just push the pipes apart
Yeah.
rather than perhaps split them. It will push them apart. So you go to operate your system next time, and it's just going to be pouring water through the van. Not
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So best practice, store it drained and open.
Yeah.
And then when you've parked up, before you fire anything up,
Yeah.
Close it
Close
down.
close the
down.
valve down.
Yeah. That's all.
So
Before
it's-
you put that water pump on.
Power panel, but not water.
Yeah.
Close the toggle, then the water.
Yeah. Make sure all the taps are closed.
Oh, make
as
sure
well.
the
Yeah.
taps are closed.
The other thing I'm going to show you what with this in. Obviously, everything hides under these things. It might be easy if I just move that one out of the way for a second. So underneath here, where I'm sitting, also is your fresh water tank.
Okay.
So obviously your infills from just outside
Yeah.
there. Obviously the benefit of this is obviously it's in the van. I don't know if you can see it. Probably can't.
Yeah.
I know where it is. But
I can see
I'm
it.
trying
I can see it shining.
Right,
yeah.
just down there, there's a little bath plug which drains your onboard tank. Okay, I do think you can see it's an orange one. Apologies, I don't think you need something a light. It's about roughly there on the right in the base of it.
Yeah,
You'll you'll- Yeah. So for draining that, you pull that plug out.
Okay. So
Okay.
you just reach in and pull
Yeah,
it
and
out.
just pull it out. Yeah, and obviously put it back in again when you went to fill your tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make sure when you have done that, obviously when you come to use it again, obviously plug in. Make sure that cover's tight.
Yes.
If you start filling it and that isn't tight,
It'll keep
it might
filling.
push water into
Yeah.
through here.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to overflow anyway, but that bit of extra water in there
Yeah.
might just push through into the van.
So that's the bike cover.
Yeah.
That's for plugging it in on site.
Yeah, that's a cable, and then that's you remember
Oh,
that-
that's the windy
your winder
thingy
handle.
for the water, grey water
wastewater.
waste.
That's it.
Yeah. Excellent. I love how everything's got place.
Oh yeah. Oh well, they.
Got to, hasn't it?
Oh,
So
they have
well
to. Yeah.
thought out,
Yeah.
aren't they? They really are.
Oh, they are. Well, they have to make sure everything will fit in that kind of space. If you've seen the van conversion, the actual van that's obviously got stuff in that is got near enough all the same kind of stuff as this in that smaller space. You think, well, that's got to fit.
Yeah.
So this one, you've got obviously a bit more space to spread out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so water system now. So what we're going to do now, I have had the water system up and running. So if you just want to press the water pump switch. So first thing, you'll just light it up, then just press it again, see the little green light inside it. There we go. At the same time, it's just lit up what's in the freshwater tank as well, and what's in the wastewater tank. So if you've drained the system down previously, obviously the pipe work and the tank, hot water tank, is going to be empty. It's all full of air. So start on the cold side first. You should hear the pump kick in any second. Oh, that's very quiet. You just hear it rumbling.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can. So get the cold air. Get the air out the cold system first. Okay. So you'll notice when you first do it, it'll be splutter, splutter, splutter.
Yeah.
Then turn across to the hot side. What we're doing with the hot side obviously is priming the hot water, so the tap system and the hot water tank. So if you've drained it, obviously that it's a 10 litre container. Obviously it's now got 10 litres of air. 10 litres of air has got to come out of that tap. Okay, so we can fill it.
Yeah.
So what you do is open it up. You'll have a couple of minutes of spluttering at least. So what we're doing then is obviously filling that tank. Okay, once it's got a solid stream like that, then you know your hot water tank's full. Okay, and the air's out of the system. Do the same with each tap. Get the air out of the system. If you can hear the pump,
Yeah.
that works on pressure. So if there's still air in the system, it will just run that little bit longer. So make sure you get all the air out. Okay. Happy with that?
Yes.
Yep. Good. That's always what I like to hear. might just be saying yes and just think, oh,
No, we wouldn't.
We
no,
won't. Yeah, that's good.
it's logical.
yeah,
Whether we'll
right.
remember all the detail
Yeah,
of it.
that's
today.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're new to it. That's why we say use the camera.
Yeah.
Because you imagine, obviously you've got a lot. There's a lot of information. There's the fridge. There's this. There's that. There's that. There's that. By the time I get to the end of it, you're going.
Can't remember.
Your brain's just frazzled and too much information. What did you say about that first bit again?
Yeah.
Yeah. But obviously you can look back at your,
Yeah,
at
it's
your
very
video.
helpful. Yeah.
Okay. So come back down this end now. Now got your heating system to set up. So obviously we've filled the hot water tank, so we can fill that. We can warm that up. We can also warm the van up as well. If you can see, there's little black vents. There's one at the back, one here. There'll be one inside the bedroom. It's the boiler, which is sitting in that corner, is also takes the warm air off that, also to warm the air up or warm the room up. This is your control panel for the heating system. On-off button is that one there, so you just press and hold and that switches it on or off. That is just the return button, so I just press that every now and again just to light the screen up as it goes to sleep again, similar to that after so many seconds. So showing on the top line, this is showing what's operating at the moment. First thing we come to is this little flame. That's to denote that heating is on. Okay, it's not gas. Gas is this little bottle there, so that is actually heating. Next one along is water heating. That one is to, as I said, gas, and it's actually got a flash of electric, so it's operating on both electric and gas at the moment. And that's your fan. Okay. If you listen, the fan is not running at the moment. So obviously what's happened is it's thermostatically controlled, so it's reached temperature, so the fan doesn't need to be running, so it shuts itself off. And what's showing in the centre of the screen is temperature we've set, or temperature I've set, and the clock. And alongside, we've got this little plug here. That little plug there denotes that we've got electric available. Okay. So if we just have a look under here where the consumer unit is, just lift that up, tip it up, and you just lift the base. If you have a look under there, there's an orange button.
Okay, yeah.
That's heating and hot water. If that hasn't been switched on, if you just press that, it'll switch it off. If you have a look up here now, you see we've got a little warning triangle, and also that little plug's disappeared. So the warning triangle is indicating to me that the energy I've selected isn't available. So if you're on your festival and you're trying to operate on electric and you haven't got electric connected, it's not going to be doing anything. So that could be a reason. One, you haven't switched it on, or you haven't got electric connected, or the bollard that you may have plugged into, that may have tripped. Okay? So if you just press that one back on again, if you see the button next to it, ow, just bang me head on there.
That doesn't lift off.
That's it, just hold it there. So if you just press, there's a button next to it which says spare. You press that on, it looks very similar to that one.
Yeah.
So you imagine if you were rushing
Yeah, you could
and you weren't
easily
really
put
looking,
the
you
wrong
just, oh, I've got an
one.
orange light on, it must be on.
Yeah.
That's what I say, check for that little plug there.
Yeah.
Because you may have just pressed the spare one, which obviously is not connected to anything, but it still lights up. Okay? Yeah, it does say heating and hot water on the actual thing.
That's
But if you weren't looking what you were doing and you just
Yeah.
press that and just saw
In
an
a
orange
rush.
light,
Yeah.
So the spare is just if somebody wants to retrofit some sort of
What-
an additional circuit of some
it's possible,
sort.
yeah. What it was for originally, caravans used to have a fire and a boiler separate. So one was for the fire, one was for the boiler. Obviously, it's all one unit now, which is in that corner.
Yeah.
So we only need one button to do that. Okay.
What's this?
Right, that's your trips.
Oh,
Is it?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it's the
elec-
RCD board.
Yeah, so that's the electric side of it. That's
Yeah.
why all them buttons on the top are also electric
Yeah.
related as well. The green one is your charger, and then next to it is
So that indicates that we're plugged in.
yeah.
does
Well,
it?
that indicates that your charger system is on, which is that silver box down the side there. That is actually your charger. That is actually charging the battery now.
Ah, right.
Okay,
Yes,
if
yes.
that wasn't on, obviously
So
light
that's
on.
charging the leisure battery
Yeah,
and the
it can
driving
yeah, it
battery
can
as
charge.
well.
To do that, you need to go across to vehicle battery on there.
Okay.
If you wanted to
yes,
charge that.
Yeah.
Okay, next to it is just an indicator light which says reverse polarity alongside it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you go on the continent, they wire things slightly different than what we do. If you plug your electrics in, come and have a look. If it's lit, it is reverse. You're going to need an adapter to operate off their electrics. Okay.
Yeah.
Then alongside the other window, that's 12-volt fuses. Okay. Just trying to think if there's an info note on this. I can't see it.
A what?
An info note, but no, I don't think there's an info note.
There's something written under
Yeah,
here.
no, that won't be telling you
Can't see
anything at all. I don't think. No, sometimes they have a little sticky info note.
Got a little book
no,
up here.
but no. So it will be inside your handbook anyway, but sometimes they have a little info note sticker just to say what's actually connected.
What's
so,
that?
So that is So we've just got a little screen there. The little black button alongside it's this system shutdown button.
Right.
So what that will do when you're in storage, you switch that button off. What that will do is shut down all